Good morning. Welcome to episode 9 of our City Walk and Talk with yours truly, Dr. Rojo. We put a number on this episode just to mark kung pang ilang days na rin natin nag-city walk. And of course, to easily track yung ating episodes. And since these episodes ay nangyari lang out of the blue without much plan. So, hindi natin alam when will this last. At least, the goal is to complete yung 30 days. By end of February 28th, yun yung last day natin of our dedicated City Walk and Talk episodes. And after that, we will see. So, depende how we can still accommodate when it comes to March. Today's topic, let's talk about adjustments. Kasi ngayong morning, when I wake up, I really need to make adjustment because my work today will be earlier than usual. So, instead of going for a run to complete a longer distance, I decided to just take a walk. Maglakad na lang so that paglabas pa lang ng bahay, we can already start our episode. Because if tumatakbo ako, yung maririnig nyo lang, yung hingal ko. ang hirap tumakbo, nagsasalita. Although kaya naman, like yesterday, when we were with my sister, habang tumatakbo kaming dalawa, nag-uusap kami. And then the hardest part is kung tumatawa kami habang tumatakbo na nag-uusap. Sobrang times 2 yung hingal. But it was also very fun. So maraming salamat everyone. So in life, we make plans, but from time to time, marami talagang instances na we need to make adjustments. If we are too strong and too stiff and too rigid, tayo lang din yung mahihirapan because maraming mga bagay na hindi talaga natin control. It's good to have rules. It's always good to have that guidelines na generally sinusunod mo yung gabay on what to do, on conditions. Kasi without that, ang hirap din mamuhay ng wala kang yardstick, kumbaga. Yung wala kang basihan kung nasa tamang landas ka pa o hindi na. But I think some degree of being open to adjustment is really necessary. Because at the end of it all, by evolution, alam nyo ba na kung sino yung mga nagwawagi, nagsasurvive, nagtathrive, and continue to exist at hindi na perish? It's not the strongest. Hindi yung mga pinakamalakas, hindi yung mga pinakamatalino, hindi yung pinakamalaki, hindi yung mga akala nating superior sa lahat ng bagay, but the one that will thrive and will continue to persist ay yung mga individual na marunong mag-adjust. It's the concept of resiliency. So yung resiliency, it's when you don't break. Even grabe na yung bending. The perfect example would be a bamboo. So yung bamboo, sa bagyo, kahit gaano pa kalakas, it will just bend accordingly. Pero the roots will still keep it grounded. And after, okay lang siya. Whereas, for example, yung mangga, alam niyo ba that a mango tree are one of the most solid din na wood. And sobrang bigat ng kanyang wood. And mabigat din yung kanyang dahon. Pero yung roots niya is shallow. So that's why kapag bumagyo, isang malakas na bagyo lang, na-uproot siya agad. So kahit gano'n siya kalakas, kahit gano'n siya katigas, but since it's not resilient, hindi siya nagbe-bend forward and downward accordingly. So it breaks. Pero as an exemption, no, meron talaga mga bagyo na just too much even for a bamboo. Literally to like Odette. Nung pumunta kami sa Don Salvador, it's a mountain resort. Speaking of bamboo, may mga bamboo dito. Yung mga bamboos doon na forever na, since bata pa ako, nandun na yung mga bamboos na yun. Meron mga bamboos mga na nasira talaga. Ganun siya kagrabe. So we can just see how devastating that really was. Kung yun yung ginawa niya sa bamboo, how much more to people na naapektuhan nito. But just as everything else in life, kahit pa gaano kalaki yung na-encounter nating struggles, na-encounter nating problems, and as long as pagising mo sa umaga ay gising ka pa and buhay ka pa, then it's another day to bounce back. It's another day to move forward and strategize kung ano yung dapat gawin to make that day better, to make that day worth it. And if ever you feel na that day is not yet the day for you to get back on track, kailangan nyo muna ng time alone or recovery period, that is acceptable. Pwedeng-pwede naman yan. But just put a limit. Huwag lang yung unlimited recovery period. Because if magpapadala tayo, minsan, baka maging normal na natin yung pagpapahinga at yung recovery period. And we might even have a harder time to bounce back after. So if you are looking for recovery period, make it short, quick, and sweet. And savor the memory. Take a deep breath and resume. Once you already are on track, you can plan ahead. What makes us go for the day is not just about what we envision for today, but what we envision for the future. Yun yung concept na even if we live day to day, meron tayong iniisip na long-term future, long-term goal. And each and every day, little by little, we adjust our movements papunta sa goals na yun. Generally, yung mga gusto natin sa buhay na ma-achieve doesn't change. Hindi siya nagbabago. It might have some changes when it comes to the details as to sa lugar, where you want it to be, what kind of thing you want to do, the people who you want to spend it with, yung mga makakasama mo. But the end goal of it all, like for you to have peace and quiet and happiness and comfort and value, all those things, they remain. So, try to focus more on the end of it all. Hindi lang yung mga tangibles that you can see. For example, you are strictly thinking na dapat yung bahay ko is ganito kalaki sa lugar na ito specifically. So, if ever hindi mo pa na-reach yan, you'll feel very, very frustrated. Pero, if you think of it in a way na ano ba yung gusto mo sa bahay na yan? Maybe it's the space na meron kang private space for you. And there's also enough space for you to be with family and friends. And meron ka ring privacy. Meron ka ring area where you can work. Meron ka ring access to essentials. And it provides you comfort. And if you think clearly, malay mo, baka ngayon pa lang, you are already achieving that. Baka nasa sayo na yan. But you just don't think it that way. And this idea is not limiting you from dreaming big, huh? You can always dream bigger and better. And trust that you can achieve it. But it will give you less frustrations and it will actually help you achieve more. Na while going through the process of achieving those bigger and greater things, ngayon pa lang, you are already experiencing and feeling all the good things as if nasa sayo na yung mga hinahanap mo. Because sa totoo lang, you are already living the comfort. You already have that space. Maybe you just need to do a little rearrangement sa bahay nyo for you to have that workstation. And you can always spend some time with your loved ones kung gusto mo. So it's always keeping the attitude of gratefulness na parating nagpapasalamat, appreciating the blessings that you already have, and being hopeful na you have something to look forward to that is even better. But that kind of dream, it's not debilitating. Kasi merong ibang mga dreams na if you don't have the right mindset when it comes to thinking of that dream, minsan yung dreams pa mismo yung nakabibigay sa'yo ng frustration. And it's a sad thing because yung mga pangarap sana natin, yung mga dreams natin, those things should fuel us to keep us going, keep us hopeful, to keep us positive. And having that, maintaining that good, positive emotions will be like domino effect. Na yung mismong positive emotion na yan na mismo ang tutulong sa'yo to achieve that dream. Magugulat ka lang. Hindi mo lang mamamalayan, bigla na lang, na-achieve mo na pala yung goal na yan. So those are the things that we should think. And when it comes to our adjustments, one thing I learned is to really be open to many things. And sometimes, may mga bagay na even if you firmly believe na eto na talaga, na parang ilang beses mo na siyang napag-isipan at sure ka na 100% wala nang magbabago. Sometimes, meron talagang magbabago. At yung mga changes na yon, those are the changes na usually nahihirapan yung mga tao kasi bagong adjustment na naman. But if ever you will just be open and go through that changes, then you will see na ito pala yung pinaka-needed push for something better. Merong mga bagay na when you allow to happen, when you allow to change, when you allow to improve, those happenings can be the most important change na may experience. So I wish you well. I hope you are having a great day. We are already towards our 1.5 kilometer walk. Thank you, Delma, Beth, V, Len, Maricel, Rejo, Christina, and Asil for being in our front row. Kamusta naman kayo ngayon? It's already February 7, 1 week before Valentine's. 7 days na lang. Anong gagawin niyo sa Valentine's? Ako, nandiyan na yung schedule namin. Nasa OR ako. So, yung question na lang is, hanggang anong oras ako sa operating room? It's no longer a question of kung magkakaroon ako ng free time, if makakauwi ba ako ng maaga, if I can sleep well, or if kung sino yung makakasama ko sa operating room, yun na lang. But generally, it's going to be like that. Monday yan no? So, before, during Valentine's, sobrang sikip ng mga daan, yung mga restaurants, grabe yung pila. And I think it's already life-changing na mga tao ngayon now values being inside. So, nagkaroon na, marami na akong kilala. Kahit yung mga older couples, that they are now spending home date nights at home. And it's even with their family. So, naging intimate. Marami yung naging close, mas closer sila during pandemic. Marami rin nag-aaway. So, it's the make or break, no? Make or break of relationships. Ayan, yung iba, oo nga. Yeah, true. Yun nga, ang napagkwentuhan natin yesterday. It unlocks, it uncaps, it unveils kung ano talaga yung mga bagay that are meant to stay and mga bagay that are meant to be gone. And yun. And I hope after 2 years, going 3 years na with this pandemic, you already have your essentials with you. Na nakita nyo na what is most valuable, what you need to keep, and what you need to let go. Para yung matira na lang, wala nang aksaya. I always love the concept of efficiency. Yung pinaka-maliit na effort, but maximum benefits. Pinaka-maliit na, pinaka-shortest route, but you can arrive there the safest and the fastest way. So, in everything, that's what I usually do. Although minsan, may mga bagay na hindi yan nasusunod. But generally, those are the guiding principles ko sa buhay. Kung saan ako dadaan. And if ever, like if I have to go somewhere, automatic ako nagko-compute kung saan yung mas malapit na daan. And if ever I choose the longer route, dapat worth it yung pagdaan ko doon. Like say for example, meron na lang akong dadaanan, nabibilhin, or merong scenery na maganda, so that the time that will be spent there will also be worth it. So, ano ba yung mga pinaka-guiding principles niyo in Paris? You can share them in the comments para makita naman ng iba. We can learn from each other sa mga bagay na nag-guide sa atin and you think really helped you all these times. Maraming salamat. I may not be able to see and get to know each one of you in person, but know that kahit pa hindi tayo magkakilala eye to eye, hindi tayo nakikita eye to eye, yung connection natin is already there. We build connections with people, and anywhere we can get inspiration from, that is already very beautiful. I myself draw inspiration from all of you. And meron din akong mga mentors that I look up to. Minsan nga, the mentors that helped me or mold me are people na sometimes didn't really wish you well, but you learn from them. And I still thank them for the learnings. Lahat pasasalamatan natin. So, thank you, Rochelle, for always being here. How are you all? Kamusta yung inyong walk? I hope you are enjoying your morning walk as well, or your morning exercise, or your morning chores. Kasi to have a routine is good. To have something to look forward to in a day is good. And as for me, I always pray na yung plans ko for the day, na yung gusto kong ma-achieve, ay ma-achieve ko. And also, kung merong mga happenings na hindi sumang-ayon sa aking plano, I will have the heart to accept those adjustments. And also, I'll have the energy to make the necessary adjustment para tugunan yung pangangailangan. Adjustment para ma-accomplish pa rin yung mga kailangan nating ma-accomplish in a day. Thank you, Beth, Lorena, Mary Rose, Gio, Christina. Thank you for being with me. I'll try to read comments kung meron dito. Good morning sa lahat. Good evening sa mga about to sleep na. Whether you are from a night shift or from a different time zone. Every day we have new listeners. We have new people in our lives. And all of them just keeps adding value sa ating araw-araw. I'm glad that you are all well. Si Ruden may work na. It's okay, Ruden. Ano na lang. Replay na lang tayo. This is just our way to maximize the time while walking and being with you. Kamusta ang inyong mga puso? Since it's still Valentine's, how are you? How's your heart? Happy? Contented? Hopeful? Dreaming? In pain pa rin ba? I hope it is happy and contented. And even if nasaktan, still hopeful. This year, ano ba yung mangyayari this year? Puro lang tayo trabaho ngayong taon ito. And love is coming in all forms and different forms from different sources. And I think it's good. And as always nga, you never fail to include self-love as your major driver, because when you take care of yourself, you also take care of the rest. Alam nyo ba na common source of stressors daw are those internal conflicts. Hindi lang yung sobrang trabaho, hindi lang yung dami ng problema, but it's actually the absence of prioritizing your own. And sometimes, merong mga instances na you think you are prioritizing your own, Pero, maskara lang pala yun. You are actually prioritizing your own, but your definition of your own is other people. You try to take this time to reflect and see kung ikaw ba ay nagpa-prioritize ng kung ano yung dapat mong i-prioritize. We are now going 2 kilometers and nandito tayo sa peak. Uphill. Kaya hinihingal na. And yan, nandito talaga tayo sa highway, no? Kaya maingay. So, maraming salamat everyone. Hi Adrian. Welcome. If you have thoughts to share on a Monday na gusto nyong i-share to our community, feel free to do so. This morning walks is actually, I think, helping me a lot. Parang merong additional 1/2 day yung araw ko. Because when I already accomplished this, feeling ko meron pa akong extra day to go. Kasi noon, yung time na ito, tinutulog ko lang. And I always make an excuse na I am more productive at night. But to be honest, hindi naman lahat ng panahon na nagsistay late ako, I'm really performing to the best of my productivity level. Maybe 2 or 3 times a week. Pero generally, hindi talaga yun ganun ka-productive. So now, I'm on a routine of sleeping early, waking up early, although it's not yet the earliest, pero at least a lot earlier than before, and having this morning walk that is good for our health, that is good for our well-being. Meron pa tayong sunshine, merong mga parts na merong fresh air, although not all parts. You get to see good views, good people, and you get to reflect on things. Ayan, I know na minsan yung mga pinagsasabi ko, medyo mahirap i-relate, no? But if you've been in our community for so long, I think you understand my language already. And I thank you for being here. Malapit na tayo sa more peaceful part. Baka hindi na masyadong maingay doon. We will take a few rounds before heading back home para ma-complete natin yung ating number of steps or distance today. Yung makakover natin. Salamat, Christian Joseph. Thank you so much for being here. So, yun lang. As you all know, yung ating City Walk and Talk episode is not directly related to low carb, not really related to fasting. Ano lang to? Casual chika. It's what I usually do when I'm with family and friends. I remember before, si Mami nagsasabi na wala, na she values the conversations that we have. And sometimes she's thinking na our conversations, kung pwedeng lang daw i-share sa ibang tao, na malay mo, baka merong mapulit yung iba or just so they can hear another side of the conversation na baka hindi nila frequently na-encounter on a day-to-day. And we were talking about that way back elementary, high school. So wala pa talagang means to do it. And alam nyo, kapag si mami yung magsasabi, nangyayari talaga. Yung parang malakas siya kay Lord na kung ano yung sasabihin niya, even just in passing, nangyayari. And one of those is this, sharing our conversations to as many people as possible. Kaya minsan, if meron akong gusto na, gustong-gusto ko talaga, Ming, please pray na ganito. Kasi mas lapitin ka ata eh. You pray for me na lang. Meron akong mga ganon na maming and also yung chairman namin sa department. Yun, lapitin din yun. Kapag meron akong, hindi ako nagre-request, pero kung meron mga feeling ko, kailangan talaga ng mga reinforcement on prayers. Yun, sila yung aking mga prayer warriors. And kasama dyan yung sister ko. So sila. Swerte tayong merong mga taong mga pinakikinggan.
Balance ang life.
Pinakikinggan sila. So, at least, salamat naman at meron makatutulong sa atin sa ating prayers. Yung mga panahon na I always believe in prayers and wishing well and thinking that you will have what you want. Pero may mga bagay na either sobrang gusto ko na parang to a point na parang natatakot na ako baka hindi ko makuha on my own. So, yun. Nagpapaano ako ng reinforcement. So, it's good if you can identify also your prayer warriors in life. And to think yung mga prayer warriors ko na yan, hindi namin yung pinag-uusapan every day. Like, yan lang, yung mga panahon na gano'n. But generally, when we talk, kung ano-ano lang pinag-uusapan namin. So, I think all the good things that happened to me were really not my own prayers. Kasi yung mga, kung isipin ko, yung mga nilist down ko na mga dreams and mga gustong achieve sa buhay, wala lang talaga. It's very, very simple. Yung araw-araw na achieve mo na. Yung the moment I wake up, yung happy ako sa bed ko na malambot, na meron akong minimum na 3 unan, na yung hangin, yung temperature is tamang-tama lang, yung parang meron lang akong blanket na malapit sa akin pero hindi ko siya kailangan gamitin. Or kung malamig man, meron akong comforter na enough lang to warm me up. At kapag naiinitan ako, madali lang din siyang kunin. So, those little things, masaya na ako doon. And all the achievements that I've had, I think, were actually wishes of people for me. So, lahat. Kahit literal na, like the books as an author, I never dream of that. Pero si Mandrew, noon pa lang, hindi pa ako nag-med school, yun na yung pinagsasabi niya na we should write a book. And then, sino pa ba? Yung friend ko, si Kentan. Siya rin yung nagsabi before na I should start vlogging. And yun din, sabi ko yun sa kanya, that's impossible before. Bakit ka nag-iisip ng ganyan? And look where we are now. And Bobby, when I was still in high school, sinabihan na niya ako na kung ako'y magdodoktor, darating daw yung panahon na kapag kinakausap ko wala pa lang yung pasyente, kahit wala pang gamot, ay gagaling na siya. Tapos yung sinabi niya yun, sobrang lakas ng tawa ko. We were laughing so hard. Kasi parang imposible naman yan. But now, with the knowledge of fasting and low carb, totoo nga. It's just conversation. But it's full of scientific knowledge kind of conversation na you can pass on to a patient and they will know what to do. And true enough, they can heal and they can heal themselves. So, grabe yung powers na yun, no? At si Maming, yung wish lang niya before, na i-share niya daw kami sa mundo. Yun lang yung gusto niya. I want to share you all to the world. I-share niya yung mga anak niya. Hindi mo ba kami mahal, Meng? Pamimigay mo na ba kami, Meng? Tapos yun lang yung sabi niya. Gusto niya lang i-share yung mga anak niya sa mundo. So I think that part is somewhat covered. So that you have good people in your life. If you them saying whispers, well wishes, and you know na yung kapakanan mo lang yung gusto nila. And those people are the real people whom you know are really gonna take care of you. And once you found them, don't let them go. You treasure them. You give them value. Because not everyone has those people. Or not everyone can see na meron silang mga taong ganyan sa kanilang buhay. So you can reflect today and look at the people around you and makikita mo talaga. Sometimes it's not so obvious kasi yung iba hindi ganun ka expressive. Pero when you look closely, when you look at their actions closely, you know it is speaking only love and care towards you. So, wag niyo silang i-take for granted. You give them the value that they deserve, the value that they have sa buhay mo. And it's a kind of relationship where both of you grow. In psychology, merong yang tinatawag na Gestalt principle. So, yung spelling ng Gestalt is G-E-L-T, Gestalt, G-E-S-T-A-L-T. So, Gestalt principle. This is the principle of the sum of individual parts is greater than the whole. Medyo complicated ba? So, ang ibig sabihin lang yan, for example, if yung Lego na blocks na merong 50 color blue, 30 color yellow, and then 20 color red, individually, they are just blocks, Lego blocks, na 100 pieces, different colors of Lego blocks. But, if you form them into a structure, magiging Optimus Prime yan. So, that's the concept of Gestalt principle. That the sum, yung kabuuan ng individual pieces, if you merge them together, the outcome is, the value of the outcome is bigger than individually. So that's also the kind of relationship that we want. Wherein individually tayo, we have our own value, but when we do merging, when we connect with the right people, when we work together, what will come out, what will be our outcome, is sobra-sobra pa sa magagawa natin individually. And that is also evident in relationships. You don't need to complete each other. Hindi kailangan na merong something missing and your partner will complete that. No. Individually, you should be whole. But when you meet, then it is something beautiful. And you become even better than just being whole. You beautify yourself. You improve yourself. You increase your potential. Yun yung kagandahan ng Gestalt principle. The act of uniting, the act of merging with the right people, with the right tribe. So I hope you start looking because most likely the people that we need are already in our lives. Kaya lang, wala sila sa tamang posisyon. You can readjust, you can think, and today you can start giving them value the way you also want to be valued. Hello po, Miss Lulu, Ed, Blaze, and Maming, and Josan. WNW? Ano ba yung WNW? Maraming salamat po, and live. And also, since you are here, we are planning to do another meet and greet mga 3rd or 4th Sunday of March. Dito lang in Manila. Maybe somewhere in BGC or somewhere in Makati or Pasig. So to everyone na nakasama namin in meet and greet, especially in Manila meet and greet and Subic meet and greet, and of course sa Davao, sa Iloilo, na sa Cebu, of course, na baka nandito sa Manila around that time, baka makaluwas kayo or you are currently here. And for those na hindi nga nakasabay nung last nating mga meet and greet, just message our admins if you are interested to be a part of that meet and greet. We are cooking something special for this coming meet and greet. Pina-finalize pa namin yung details, and the moment na final na, we will let you know so that we will have something to look forward to this coming March. 3rd or 4th Sunday of March. Titingnan pa natin yung availability ng lahat-lahat. We always consider na yung mga bagay na dapat mangyari will always have the green lights. All green lights. Parang meron siyang go signal na literal. Yung kung lahat ng plano mo, one thing after another, parang it is smoother. Like when I traveled to Dubai noong November, grabe talaga. All green lights. Kahit pa almost imposible, di ba? Sobrang tight ng security during that time because of pandemic. At yung mga papers, hindi mo alam kung tama ba. But yung nangyayari during that time, sobrang napapadali. Like, say for example, kung nakapila ako sa isang lane papuntang check-in ng airport, so sobrang layo na. By the time napipila na ako sa mahabang pila na yon, biglang nag-open yung isang counter at doon ako pinapunta. Like, all of a sudden, naging number 1 ako on that counter. So those are examples of, and it happened, I think 3 times until sa boarding area, until sa immigration, yun. So, sobrang ganda talaga. So, from time to time, merong mga ganon, mga parang approvals that you are on the right track. And if merong mga hindi na nangyayari, it's always having blocks. Merong mga parts na parang hindi talaga matuloy-tuloy. Before, I used to believe na kailangan ipaglaban mo talaga yan. You have to do everything na naniwala kang yan talaga yung dapat mangyari. But now, I learned na when things doesn't seem to go my way, I take a step back. At iniisip ko, eto nga ba talaga yung dapat kong gawin? Or is this really for me? And when I started to do that, when I started listening, then things become smoother. Mas maging maaliwalas ang buhay. Even as simple as meron akong gustong kunin, like try to reach out a certain item sa table, and then biglang nahulog yun. Now, I think twice. Baka hindi ko talaga yan dapat kunin. And one thing also, when things doesn't seem to go your way, like na-delay ka, na-late ka, before I stress on it also, na bakit ako ganito, bakit na-late, o bakit na-delay, sobrang nasa-stress na ako, to a point na kung meron akong pwedeng masisi, sinisisi ko na. But now, I don't anymore. Because maybe it was a blessing in disguise. You heard of those stories na yung mga split second lang, na kung nandun sila, na advance sila in a split of a second, baka sila yung nasama sa aksidente. But because of that delay, just a few seconds delay, yung aksidente nauna. It didn't happen to them. So, I know that sounds extreme, but those are the thoughts that I now consider. If things aren't really going my way, you just trust that merong greater purpose, merong more important consequence. Maybe hindi talaga yun yung the best as of that point. So, I hope today you can start to be more keen in listening to many things, to the signals na binibigay sa atin ng universe, ng Diyos. Hello po, Sir Jose Alan, and Lai, and Blaze. Maraming salamat po. We are now at our 48th hour. Nandiyan ba si Mami? Invite natin si Mami to speak. Hello, Mami. Are you there? Salamat, Ellie. Thank you so much. Pabalik na tayo. We are now at 3.5 kilometers. We just aim for minimum of 5 kilometers a day, no? But alam nyo ba, never kaming nagka 5 kilometers lang. Bang! Very
Hello.
loud, very loud. How are
Very
you?
loud.
Yes.
You know what? I was early sana. Mag-start ng 5 kilometers walk ko. Pero naalala ko na mas kailangan ako sa Victorias kasi magkukuha ako ng magpapasign ako sa embalmer para ma-release na yung original certificate. That certificate.
Ni Lolo Abog.
Oo. Kaya pinili ko na lang ang pumunta ng Victorias. So I'm nearing Victorias now.
So, nilet go mo yung morning walk.
Let go po. But I'm planning to take it ng sundown walk later.
Yun yung, and perfect yung topic natin about adjustment, no? So, even without talking about it, you already made the necessary adjustment for something that is more important.
More important. Kaya nga natatawa ako. Nagsismile ako dito sa series bus.
Grabe yung yung coincidence. Now I no longer we just term it as coincidence, but now we know that it's really being connected na lahat ng bagay. There's no such thing as coincidence talaga. It happens for a reason. Hindi lang natin maintindihan minsan the reason behind, the idea behind kung bakit nangyayari yan. Sometimes it will reveal itself way later pa. Sometimes it takes years bago mag-make sense yung mga bagay-bagay. But when it does, you will realize na parang wala kang babaguhin sa mga nangyari because it was all meant to be. Minsan nagkakaroon lang ng delay, reroute, pero you are always where you are meant to be. If you are struggling, maybe that struggle is a part of you to improve, to develop, to reassess. But otherwise, lahat ng yan, meron talagang rason. Ning, no?
Totoo. At saka ma-appreciate mo na lang. Ma-appreciate mo na yung mga nangyari before and then. And now.
No? Kahit yung mga unpleasant na experiences that we've had, you wouldn't really say na isipin mong sana wag kong na-experience yon. Because at some point, it helped you. It made you become who you are now.
Opo. At saka,
Yung mga konduktor
yung,
yan, Meng.
oo,
Yung
yung mga
nagsasalita.
mabababa kasi. Yung magbababa na kasi. At saka, yes, hindi ko na, I have to take an extra effort to remember all those bad times.
Mm-mm.
Lesson,
To,
lesson
for
time.
learning, for learning.
For learning lamang. But
Oo.
it
Kasi
doesn't,
minsan, if you don't also remember, if you tend to forget, you tend to have the same mistake over and over again. You tend to
totoo.
experience the same bad experiences kasi we
Oo.
don't learn from it. So it's important talaga to really learn from that experience
Oo nga,
para
oo.
hindi na paulit-ulit.
Oo,
You
tama,
get
tama, tama.
maximum learning. You get maximum learning with just one
Oo.
unpleasant experience. Hindi na kailangang maraming unpleasant experience.
Oo. Oo. And I learned that from you. Kasi
Wow!
I always forgetful about the bad experience.
Kasi
And
ano
pag
ka eh, forgive and forget.
oo, forget. Forget. Pero,
Kaya nga lang, feeling ko, kaya nga lang, what if nung una mong in-apply yan, in-apply mo kaagad sa akin? Sus, ang malas ko naman. Ako yung unang hindi na forgive and forget.
wala, 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 wala.
Wala, wala.
Never did I remember anything again.
Ay, sumasama na yung signal mo, Ming.
Malakas ang hangin.
Oh, malakas yung hangin.
By the window side.
Okay. Okay, sige. Anyway, we are about to end na din. Sige, i-end natin. Kasi we are about to end na din. And thank you, Mami, for being with us for a quick morning chit-chat. Noon kami before. Kasi when we studied in college, ako sa Cebu ako nag-college, kami ng sister ko, doon na rin nag-med school, siya, nag-law siya in Manila. So, kaming dalawa yung malayo sa bahay. So, kapag sumasama yung pakiramdam namin, o kapag kahit hindi sumasama yung pakiramdam namin, tatawag lang kami ni Mami. At meron kaming certain voice na merong sakit na voice. Magpapakaawa lang. Ming, lain matsyag kuming. So, it's just saying, Ming, masama pakiramdam ko. Pero yung totoo, before that, hindi rin. Pero kapag nakausap na namin si Mami, biglang sumasama yung pakiramdam namin para lang i-comfort niya kami. And then after that, okay na. So, yun, hindi kailangang long talks with Maming minsan. Pero, we always get that need na a little dose of Maming sometimes. You get a little dose of Maming today. So, we are almost about to end. Malapit na tayong pumunta sa highway ulit. And I think it's already 55 minutes since we started. Georgie, Joe, Rosita, Ed, Lai. Maraming salamat everyone. Miss Lulu, I hope to see you soon in our next meet and greet. Maraming salamat everybody. I hope you have a good day. You have a productive Monday ahead. And I will see you in our videos, in our YouTube, in our Facebook, in our masterclass, especially sa mga masterclass enrollees natin. You are the backbone of why we do what we do and why we are able to do what we do. And we have been planning for a better future na so that lahat ng Pilipino ay magkakaroon ng access to this knowledge, especially in nutrition. And to all of you na naging part ng masterclass and are part of our masterclass, know that dahil po ito sa inyo, you are the reason that makes us do what we do to help others. Tayong lahat po ito. We are just mere instruments, but it's all of our joint efforts. Kahit kayo na nakikinig ngayon, you are part of that. And know that by doing so, you are not just entertaining yourself or having some good time, but you are actually helping. Kung sino man yung matutulungan natin to heal, to improve their health, and eventually to function better, to be at their best, and finally, to contribute sa mundo, you are a part of that. So maraming salamat po for being here, and I thank you all, and I see you again in our next City Walk and Talk. I wish you a good day, a pleasant evening. May you have a good night, and every day, a good and beautiful life with your loved ones. Maraming salamat po. Goodbye, everyone. Thank you, Victoria. Have a great week ahead.